course, here 1-0 SJSU by the slimmest of margins. But on to UBC's map pick we go, and it's on to
now. UBC, if they don't come out hot on this map, what do we maybe start to think about the series as a whole? That's what we talked about it with Fracture last week. You said in between the games that surely Alberta's going to end up running Fracture, right? They're going to end up winning 9-10 rounds on attack, and they're surely going to end up winning this map. Things went a little bit haywire for them in that early game, and they could never really get their footing. And once you're down 2-0, that is a very, very, very hard place to come back from. But I have a feeling UBC is going to rise to the occasion. They have made their money over here on Pearl. This is a map they're familiar with. They like the comp they have for it. They are going to be opting with that Phoenix, actually. Pearson, we have seen a whole lot of Phoenix popping up on Pearl. That'll be the only adaptation. They're going to swap that Phoenix for that Raze over for the side of SJSU. Which comp is better? Ultimately not going to matter that much. Who is going to execute is the real question.
It comes down to sort of the strategies as well. Interesting to see, though, the Phoenix comes through, as you mentioned, actually. It is on Pearson there. They pulled this out against U Alberta. They had a fantastic game there as well. You know, they actually had a chance to 3-1 that series in what we'll call the unofficial CVAL losers final there. You know, had a fantastic game, you know, something like +10, +11 in that game. No, it really comes down to being comfortable on these maps and everything. These corners are going to be so good for the curveballs, and already you can see UBC just marching in onto site. Teddy, no help. The hot hand's going to come down as well. They're just going to chase down the chamber.
That's the one really good thing about Phoenix. You can go walk into your own molly, and you get that healing effect. So unique. Oh, look at Yams jumping one-tap. Chem make a great read on that. I thought Yams was his life. I knew though with this frenzy, he can get a lot of chip damage. Look at that HP of SJSU. Oh, but he gets taken out. John's gonna find that kill. Now, I don't know, gonna answer that one back onto John Hem. Look at the health bars. Squint or you might miss it. Those health bars are low. One shot each is exactly right. UBC looking like they're in a good position here.
Holding this short angle as well. Not really going to be expected. They've seen, I don't know, a bunch. They haven't seen Hammer at all. They're going to get spotted out. There's one. It's actually going to be Chem finding a third for themselves. Hammer needs to play careful now, but time is ticking down. Going to try and put down those stars as quickly as possible. Going to pull them in. But Chem, it will have enough time to even get back to the spike. It's a 4K. Oh my goodness, this one's going to be close.
Oh, I don't think he's got it. Oh, 0.38 seconds between Chem, a 4K, and that round win. Adam, could we have started the game off any differently than 0.38 seconds to decide it?
We're gonna need to take another break halfway through. My heart started to like stop there for a little bit there. You know, it's one of those situations where, you know, none of us want to talk over it. We just want to be like, is it
gonna go off early if we talk?
It's going to go off early if we talk, I think. And you know what? It did go off a little bit too early for Cam's mistake, but UBC happy to walk away with that one just barely. And now, it's going to be a little bit of a force buy coming through the opposite way. They're going to be feeling a little bit more confident in their inventories. Granted, see the Sheriffs on the opposite side. It's going to be Cam sort of looking to aim check some people if they can. But once again, this B-long lurk coming through from Pearson. They're so confident in their aim down this B-long. They're just going to pick up the orb. And one thing to note about Phoenix, especially since those buffs that happened, what, 3-4 months ago, the ult being 6 points is so great because you can just, you know, kill, orb, plant, you get your ult every 3 rounds. It's pretty crazy how quickly you can buff that up, and of course, it just gives you sort of, you're basically a controller at that point. Oh my goodness, I don't know.
That run it back is dirt cheap, and especially on a map, you pretty much get a free information tool, and that information tool can find kills. Pearson looking to find kills on the backside. Thigwerb, does he have any idea? The timing, the peak, back-to-back Sheriff shot's gonna be good for Pearson, though. He's gonna try to keep working his way up B-Link here. See what else he can find. Headhunter shot is gonna land for Teddy. That is a perfect molly there by Pearson, though. Had the right idea, just the spacing a little bit off there. Back 0 point, gonna tag him up now. All onto Chem. Good for one shot, 27 HP though. This is gonna be a pretty hard hole to dig yourself out of. We're gonna see the grenades come in, the Prowlers. They know where Noob is.
30 seconds left.
Up in this corner.
Spike planted.
Try to find a couple one-taps back-to-back to have a prayer here.
Yeah, Chem just trying to back off, try and find a different angle. Might be just trying to fake it out as well. Also, utility being burnt to sort of keep Chem at bay. They know that this guy's got the shot. He got the 4K in the first round. He's already collected one for himself, I believe, here. If he can find just even a couple more, even if he goes down, even if the round goes towards UBC, at the very least, you're taking some of those bonus guns out of the hands. Just forcing up a little bit more. Granted, Yams has that 0 point down once again. The knife going to spot him out. Start to run for the hills. The Haunt, all going to get shot down. They know exactly where Cam is. He doesn't have time to defuse the spike. That's going to be trying to find an exit frag. Not going to be able to find it.
Exit frag. He will get exit frag. Noob picking up that kill with the Spectre from long range there. Not really a whole lot he could have done in that spot, though. 27 HP, 3v1. You're just trying to play for the one tap at that point. You did not find anything. However, though, SJSU, now they're going to be able to come back with some of these rifles. Going to see what Teddy opts for here. He is going to go for that Vandal. Light armor going to be on a couple of those members, and UBC putting together a pretty solid buy of their own. They're going to have that full armor spaced out through I don't know what I knew, but it's going to be a whole lot of Vandals or Phantoms. That light armor coming through. Going to be a pretty big round. UBC looking to invest heavily early on, trying to snowball this lead. That is how confident they are on Pearl. They are willing to make this exercise early.
And the thing is, I think that they know that, you know, SJSU aren't as confident on this map potentially. Oh, Pearson is going to go through, not going to get blinded up, but wow, great combination. Teddy going to peek as well, and Ainub with that Spectre, unfortunately zoned out by that Molly. It's going to be a pretty key member going down there. Now this hall control sort of given over to the side of SJSU, and Ainub sort of stuck chilling in a corner while IDK just going to look down long here. Once again, it just doesn't seem like anyone's really checking B long. They don't want to go for these aim duels against the side of UBC. They know that they're a very confident team on the opposite side. And, you know, Yams even in that situation. Look at the range at which they got that kill. Just such a long frag. Con going to be able to trade it back.
Now into this 4v3. UBC trying to see what they can make of this round. Looks like that spike going to be planted toward that A side of the map, but look at the split from these UBC members right now. One at B, one mid, and one A. However, Yams is going to go out there and find the kill. Now with these even numbers, I wonder if they could actually start to make a push toward one of these sites, but they are going to have to link up and actually get this 3-stack. It looks like they're going to call over their pal Chamber for this long rotation. Kem, though, picking up that kill on the Yams. He's going to get info on that spike, and he's going to send them that early night call as well. At SU, they're trying to make sure they walk away with this round.
Yeah, you know, two members together, IDK and Hammer. They're going to try and find the kill onto Kaham. Hiding behind this wall. It's such a cheeky little corner. Pearl had so many more of them before they made those little map
10
updates.
seconds left.
Look at the flank as well.
Last
Seems as if they're just going to be trying to
standing.
save it out. Kaham going to find another one for themselves. They've been having an absolutely fantastic opening to this game. IDK going to be able to turn one around.
Oh my
Kaham,
God.
you're just going to spray him down, huh?
Well, that's
Okay.
minus 2,900.
Okay, I mean, great play from IDK to just sort of spray down and more of a, I don't think that was a check in PC moment. That was just sort of like a, Gaham, what are you doing, man? You're walking into the line of fire, but nonetheless, it's going to be a round back the opposite way for us.
Yeah, Ken, maybe worried about spraying through the box and him swinging outside, but you can just spray down that box and more than likely find the kill. Just maybe he was trying to guess the timing, assuming he wasn't actually going to return fire, but nonetheless, like I said, quick minus 2,900. Now it'll be a couple Bulldogs back on the SJSU side again, so not going to go full rifles. We are going to see that solo Bulldog over on Hammer. So both these buys, once again, even. This Bulldog, so deadly on that burst fire. That is beautiful crosshair placement from Noob, and Yams going to pick up right where he left off there as well.
Yeah, it's just that little head flip spot on mid, and it gives over two really quick kills as Yams is able to sort of swing by for the other one. I don't know, is staring at a wall for a little bit there, just going to keep swinging around. Just making sure, actually, might have had to check that out because Teddy able to find the head once again. These Astra Stars are going to be so useful at sort of blocking off vision, and now Hammer knows that there might be someone that's staring down that angle, but look at this. It's everyone moving towards mid, everyone moving towards A. We might have ourselves a little bit of a convergence, a conference through mid. These players end up going to the same spot. It's actually Pearson, though. Great
Interesting
angle.
business decision, too. I saw Hammer looked over a Vandal, decided to keep that Bulldog, maybe expecting to play these longer range fights. Noob, though, timing on Teddy is going to be all day for him. UBC now into a 4v1. John Hamm left to his stars and his devices. Can he find the timing for a couple of these kills, though? The trigger discipline is going to have to be immaculate, and even then,
planted.
have to dodge out that haunt. All these members, now they know there is only a limited amount of spots for him to be. The spray down should be good. They're going to find the timing. He's good for one, good for two on the transfer. 76 HP. John Hamm still kicking. Noob setting up those stars now, trying to delay this as long as possible. John Hamm, rather, setting up those stars, still trying to see if he can find the timing. He's got two members to kill, trying to navigate through this star. Starts the fake defuse. Noob, though, Prowler going to go out just past his shoulder, though. Is he going to be ready for this swing? John Hamm walking up left here. Timing going in Noob's favor. That'll be another round over to UBC.
And it's good to see the side of UBC sort of continuing off a lot of the positive momentum that they had going for them come at the end of map 1. They're able to transfer that over to Pearl. They know they're confident on this map. It's one that they're perfectly fine playing, and realistically, we sort of go back to this point a lot, and might be sort of beating the dead horse at this point, but, you know, the team says they don't practice. If they say that in their, you know, sort of opening interview, I'm going to take advantage of it. The thing is, because they don't have as much practice as a team, they're probably playing a lot of solo queue. And in solo queue, you know, there was a Pearl game mode for like 3 weeks. Who knows if they just spammed that mode, got all the lineups down pat, and then are just dominant at this map now. Because a lot of other teams, they're not playing Pearl as often. They're not able to scrim Pearl as often, and thus, UBC getting a little bit of an advantage, sort of practice by not practicing.
Yeah, exactly. Allen Iverson, man, we're talking about practice. These are game time players. They might have got some extra practice in, but when the moment arrives, they show up and they show out. That spray down through that wall, finding a little bit of chip damage over there. Not going to find that kill quite yet. Pearson getting those curveballs ready and revved up to go here. He is actually going to pop the running back. Did not check behind him, though. Should be a quick kill. He is going to turn on, trying to have some trigger discipline, but Pearson picks up a kill inside of the running back. That should help open things up a tremendous amount. Now, Teddy trying to find the swing with that headhunter. Not going to be any good, though. That's going to be an easy kill and an easy plant for UBC.
Yeah, and Yams, look at this rat angle, just sort of hanging out underneath this wall. John Ham going to be checking right into them. The head is in sight. It's a 5 enemy remaining situation. It's just going to be SJSU trying to find anything. That's a double swing from Hemmer and IDK. It's 4 rounds. A flawless one at that for the side of UBC. You can tell that they are so confident.
I was supposed to ask, is UBC good at Pearl? I might have an inkling they might have played it a couple times, but like you said, this is a map they were coming out, they were expecting to do well. They're expecting to win, to be fully front with you guys. The timeout now going to come through for SJSU. I think it's a good idea to call it this early as well, especially knowing how big UBC can go on Pearl. If UBC can get this one to 7 to 8 to 1, and then you try to call a timeout, it might honestly be a little too late. 4 to 1, very manageable scoreline. You are going to be a little bit behind in the economy. You're not going to have quite the level of ultimates online, but you're able to steal 1 or 2 of these rounds. Hell, maybe even pull out a thrifty at some point. You can still keep this game in striking distance, but if you let UBC really run away with this one, man, I can tell you that comeback trail is going to be a long one.
Yeah, and I think especially since it is a buy round, I believe, for the side of SJSU, they're going to be feeling more confident, sort of getting their strategies together, and now it gives them time to sort of hash out exactly what their sort of downfalls are right now, sort of what their strategy is to move around these 4 ultimates that are potentially coming through on the opposite side. It gives them just a little bit of breathing room as well, sort of get the heat out of UBC right now, because right now they are red hot. They are looking for as many round wins as possible. They want to have a dominant map on Pearl here. They want to show that, you know, them showing up in the second half of Bind was just part of their master plan in some senses, and now sort of scaling into these later maps is exactly what their aim is. And of course, it's going to be light shields only on Khan there. Going to be having to be a little bit more careful. Gahem, though, 8-4-1. They've had a fantastic start to this map, but unfortunately for SJSU, it really has only been Gahem showing up.
Pearson is not scared of anyone in this lobby. He has peeked B long every single time, knowing full well there is a chamber in the lobby as well. Thigwerb is gonna, you know, take advantage of that over aggression, though, as I talked about it. That Phoenix, you know, the early aggression, you're gonna love it. Sometimes you're not gonna love it quite as much. There's a beautiful 2-man stack on A site. Teddy picking up a pair there. Yams and I don't know, left to their devices. They're gonna get taken out there now. All onto Hemmer and Noob to see if they can take on this 5v2. This has been such a good round for SJSU, though.
Yeah, I think just sort of being able to reset the mental a little bit there has been fantastic. They're hitting their shots, they're holding their angles, and now Inoob in a 1v5 situation. Won't say it's impossible, but no, the odds of success are increasingly low here, especially as that spike is in probably the worst position to be if you're just trying to like pick it up and get out. Teddy holding a short angle, Gahem holding the longer angle here. Find these shots. He's gonna find any as Teddy picks up 3, and SJSU get themselves back on the ground here. Got their footing back on.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the absolute fiesta mess when 8 of these ultimates inevitably get popped in the same round, and we're left to just see what ends up coming out of the smoke and the dust there. But SJSU, big round to get back in this game. That timeout maybe proving dividends for them. They punished that early aggression on B from Pearson on that Phoenix. He had taken so much space round after round after round, and now you can see, look where they're sitting up over on this B long. They are trying to get ready for this early push. They're trying to find that frag. Maybe they're even trying to walk up to that attacking side spawn. Either way, though, tour de force is going to be online for UBC to try to be that equalizer.
SJSU pushing forward aggressive. Once again, Pearson got a glimpse, just a fraction of a frame there onto Thig, able to lay down the shots as well. Early pickups from Pearson. This is what we like to see. It comes down to these duelists. Who gets first blood? Pearson's been on point with it, finds another one for themselves. They get their 2 and they get out. Tour de Force as well popped from the side of UBC. They're looking to lurk, looking to find any key members are sort of left hanging. And now they start to rotate over slowly towards this A site. Teddy holding the line there, but as you can see, the other 2 members of SJSU, they're caught a little bit flat-footed. They don't quite know where to go.
Yeah, and that's one of the issues with Pearl. We always jokingly talked about that ring around the rosy thing. Some of these teams, so many choices to go, so many rat angles. We are going to see that null command come through for UBC, though. This is a round they want to try to ensure this one, get that lead back on track here, see what they can make out of it. This A site, though, Teddy going to be the first defender there. He gets taken out, though. UBC walking onto the A site, claiming it as their own. They're going to find this plant, and Khan, he's going to try to find anything to end off this round.
They're going to use that knife to sort of clear out as much space as possible, but no one is even around. There's so many different angles to take. Going to try and go through flowers here, but IDK with the Tour de Force just caught a glimpse of the hip, I think it was. Not going to land that shot. Khan, though, there. Apolos has the volley as well. Going to try and make anything happen here. IDK playing anti-flash there. Ainub going to be able to swing and pick that one up. 5 rounds for UBC here as they continue their march forward.
Yeah, that is a big round for them to get back. You find those early frags, even though that the B-Long has been kind of the interesting point of this map for me. We saw that early aggression get challenged. We see Pearson on the back of those Astra Stars still able to find that kill last time. So maybe SJSU going to go, okay, give up a little bit of B-Long, or maybe put that chamber over on B-Long, see what the answer might be. Because right now, this UBC attack has been very, very solid. They're able to find a kill off-site, find 1 or 2 of those picks in mid, and then kind of flood over to that A site and end up finding that play. But it's these early round picks that are really opening the map up.
You can just see now starting to bias over towards the A site, but Pearson never going to say no to a battle, even against the Tour de Force. This guy is so fearless, going to continue these pushes forward, and it puts the pressure onto Teddy here because you don't want to just check into 2 members. The Tour de Force really meant for that 1 kill and get out, and now that you don't have that teleporter, you have to play a little bit more careful. Of course, that 3-man stack not going the way of SJSU, and in fact, it is Teddy going down. Ainub going to be able to swing off of that kill for themselves. Now, look at all this smoke. Look at all this util dumped onto this B site. These ultimates going to come through in spades now. Khan just trying to hold the line right behind there. Pearson, can you find it?
The ping. Plant is going to come through here. Pearson on the other side of this wall. SJSU member Khan finds that first kill. Cosmic Divide still going to be there. Still going to be a problem now. It will finally fade into existence here. Yeah, Nightfall comes through though. He's going to find that first kill. 4v3. The showstopper coming online as well. Big Warp looking to find something down B-Long. He's going to find it. He's going down. Hammer though, good for 1. Not going to be good for any more. SJSU, they burn a lot to get that round, but they take that one nonetheless. They're going to cut this lead down to 5-3.
The Astral Divide's going both ways, so challenging to contend with. Kahem, though, able to hold the site with everything that they're worth. They've shown up in this second map, holding the line for SJSU as much as possible. I mean, first at 10 kills here, 10, 5, and 2, has that Nightfall now available after a bunch of ultimates were expended that round. It is the last one left standing. As for the side of UBC, though, they've still got themselves a decent buy in tow. Believe Pearson's going to be getting purchased up by someone on the team. Yep, gets a little bit of a homie stock there from IDK, I believe it was. Yamsu bought it for him. Got to make sure you shout out the homies there. You know, got that e-transfer, got those funds transferred in. Make sure that you can afford a Vandal for yourself. And Pearson has been oh so good about peeking this angle, especially all the different angles that Teddy might be at. Now forcing him back once again, taking out that teleporter. If this was patch 5.12, that teleport wouldn't be back up and available, but lucky for them. It's tournament realm. They're safe for now. Chamber's still an agent.
And Pearson definitely needs a mental check. This guy is fearless. I mean, look at the health, though. He did get tagged down quite a bit. Now he does have that run it back, though, so he might be able to turn that 1 HP into a very, very solid play. But who do you know willingly peeks chamber long when he has an operator? Oh, Big Warp. All he wanted to do was throw paint shells, man. I don't know. Shuts that one down with the wall bang. Now UBC, once again, they have this early numbers advantage. They've done so well when they have gotten it. A couple players stacked up in mid, though. Looking to maybe find a little bit more.
Come on, let's go!
Yeah, now Pearson just going to get that heal, basically. Ultimate to get 92 health, not bad. He's going to sort of find out where Ken is at the same time, and now Nightfall going to come out. Only tagged onto the chamber. just slowly but surely pushing through the smoke. I believe they know what's going on. John Hamm not playing anti-flash there, gets flashed up. More flashes coming down. Hammer going to be able to collect his chem on the back side of it, but Ainoob turns around, finds another one. This UBC stack coming towards A is oh so strong. And once again, we've seen this one before, Jobin.
Have we?
It's down to Con against
I know, we have to, like, I'm at deja vu. This is exactly what we saw last time, and it's UBC. Now you can tell they have a consistent game plan. They like to execute this middle area, find a couple of those kills, shift over to A, find that plant, and play for this retake. Con, though, he is behind enemy lines, but they are holding every single angle. Yeah, once they have the info, barrels turned on him, guns drawn, weapons free. Pearson finds that kill. UBC is going to find number 6, trying to slowly but surely keep increasing their lead.
And of course, you know, getting the 6 rounds at the very least, or split in half. It'll be looking good to try and swap sides there as well. And UBC, they weren't allowed. You know, it was SJSU who picked defense here. So at the end of the day, UBC happy to sort of take the maybe suboptimal side first and sort of put it down. Now it just comes down to if they can continue to find more, increase their advantage, increase their potential for failure. I want to say they're sort of fail-safe. Yeah,
I know. You got all the words.
Increase their fail-safe. Yeah,
have a little more cushion there. Once again, they hold Pearson. Gonna be good for 2. The third did swat him out though. Is he gonna find this kill? Not gonna find it. That Marshall from John Hamm gonna be a little bit too strong. Pearson, he took shots from half the team there. Ends up winning out. We said, who peeks a chamber long when he has a sniper? This guy doesn't care. Time and time again, he shows he is willing and able to get his hands dirty, but that is only going to leave 2 members of SJSU alive. Thigwerb seeing if he can work this backline flank. Yams didn't have the timing then. Will he have it now? He is going to find it. Head tap onto Thigwerb. Now 3v1 all onto the Astra. I mean, you have your controller, but you have to find all this. You have to find a lot of weapons.
Yeah, has a Marshall at this point. Not really the best for him. Multiple man engages, but there's one. Down to 33 health. Ainoob, though, gonna catch him out, going into Astral mode. John Hamm gets sprayed down, and it's a 7th round for UBC. They continue to hold serve on their map.
Yeah, if you're SJSU right now, obviously best case scenario, push this to a 7-5 half, and then you take your chances on offense. Phoenix, he still definitely has a lot of value on Pearl defensively, but offensively, challenging B long the way he has, I think he is so strong on that attacking side. If you can make it to this attacking side on your own right, I think you're going to have a real good chance. Raze becomes so much more effective on the offensive side of things, clearing out some of these angles, clearing out some of these cubbies. You get a little bit more space to operate in that middle section of the map, but ultimately, UBC, the same strategy has held true. Find first blood, maybe find that second one, and then make a move, and once again, there it goes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just been so good about finding these angles. It's as if SJSU don't know exactly where he's going to post up because it's a bunch of different angles. Has gone through mid, has gone A long a couple of times, has gone through mid. I was able to find something, but Con pushed all the way up, takes advantage of Pearson, getting a little bit too cocky. You talk about how he's been so fearless walking through there. It shows, and it can be to their detriment from time to time, but it is the extra man down for the side of UBC at least. They have that man advantage, looking to try and execute onto a site, and look at where Thigwerb is. Oh my goodness.
Always challenge so far up, and he actually is going to win out that challenge. Has a little bit of HP still kicking as well. Yams looking down like what happened over here, but he is going to have that spike. 45 seconds left to play in this round. These members stacked up a little bit cheating toward this middle area, but nothing definitive coming yet, and this is a very wide split from SJSU. 1 member mid and 2 other members anchoring down that A and that B site. Looks like B is going to be the preference, and considering it's a Raze on a little bit of HP, probably going to be the right call here from UBC, but having that Raze alive could at least stall things out. They do only have 20 seconds.
They've got to make it happen now, and I mean, that Prowler, the sound cue's not going to come through too early. That knife, though, definitely going to spot out where they want to go. Big now in a really rough spot in Hall here. Not a whole lot of health.
10 seconds left.
It's going to get down. Yam's going to push through that as well. Finds their one, but they was able to trade it back. Time is ticking down on the spike.
Spike planted.
It up here. Oh my goodness. Teddy was just a little bit late. Oh my. Bullets coming down. Is able to find it onto Yams. Can they get to the Yams? Absolutely they can. They're going to get to UBC, and John Hamm cleans it up. It's a 4th round for
Yeah, they're going to get to the Yams and the Ham. John Hamm helping clutch things up. Teddy making a great play backside with that headhunter. We talked about all you need is one that Raze to stay alive just long enough. You get lucky and they end up trading out one of those kills as well, stopping that spike plant, buying precious time there for SJSU. And now UBC, right before we go into halftime here, they want to bust open the books, see what they can maybe do better, try to push this to that 8-4 half. They're going to have a lot of solid ultimates, run it back, and null command going to be up for either side, and that double cosmic divide we are sure to see as well. This is going to be a very, very big round, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be walls on walls coming down onto one of these sites at the very least, but which wall will fall first? At least which team will be able to push through in this final round? Of course, it's going to be UBC still able to buy up. They've still got that massive credit advantage there. Looking over at the scoreboard here, it might be that they should have enough to sort of purchase for Kaham here, at the very least, but there's going to be no tour de force. There's going to be no showstopper. There's going to be no nightfall coming through. There might be a tour de force coming through on the opposite side. Not sure how useful that's going to be. I don't know, but, you know, could just hand off the operator to Pearson. We've seen them pop off with it before. You know, they've done quite well for themselves. So it all comes down to sort of what strategies they want to go for. How do they want to sort of get this last round of attack down? And honestly, they might also be talking about pistol round strategies as well. Just saying, hey, listen, this is what we're going to do when we swap them
out. And Chem, as you said, only going to have that classic, so no one going to be able to fully bless him. Actually, the rifle comes through. Yeah, it's not update. I was going to say, I find it very, very hard to believe on the last round before half we're not going to see all that money get burned. We are going to see those dueling operators on either chamber player there. Who is going to be the one to win things out? And like you said, if Teddy can grab an early orb or an early pick, which it looks like he's going for, he can grab that tour de force and drop that operator to somebody else and find some damage with it. Run it back though behind those prowlers. Pearson, seeing what value he can get. He's going to take out that trademark. The null command is going to come through as well. Seeing if he gets spot on the site. He's going to actually find a kill. And IDK finds a kill over onto Teddy. That's going to be the tour de force online. Possibly that operator.
Spike down A.
Though, keeping this A site alive for the time being.
Yams? Hell, Yams knows that they're in the they want to spray down through the wall. Do they want to give away their own position? Now it's coming down. I don't know, though. Find Bigger once again. Khan going to be taken down. I do not know how this guy's hitting all these shots. It seems like it's going to be the 4K to clear it out.
You want to play? Let's play.
For half for the side of UBC as they hold hard
switching
on
sides.
This attacking half. And now, switching sides, realistically, if they're able to, you know, find 5, if they're able to get there, be in good shape. But once again, these 8-4 halves are always really risky. Call it the baby 9-3 at this point. Collegiate Valorant has seen their fair share of comebacks here, and this might not be a different situation. Granted, UBC have looked so much more comfortable on this map specifically compared to Bind. It feels as if they should just close this one out rather comfortably.
Yeah, you can talk about like something kind of having a feel to it. It just does feel like UBC is better on this map, and they should win it. However, we know how quickly things can turn. If SJSU is somehow able to find this pistol, maybe find that second round as well, you're looking at 8-6. Again, they still have to go out there and win those rounds, but there is a tangible path to victory for this SJSU squad. They just have to really start to put these rounds together. If UBC gets to 10 before they can hit 5 or 6, I think it will more than likely be impossible to come back, but we still have a lot of time to try to work things out.
Couple shots going down, at the very least minimal damage onto Pearson. Should be able to just heal back up with the hot hand if they want, but aggressive push in through Art here. They want to try and check out the museum tour here as quickly as possible before executing on the site.
Charges there.
At the very least, they force members out. A couple of members trying to peek Big Orb here. The star is going to come down. So difficult to plant around Astra. Inoob gets just cut down by the ghost as Khan finds 2 already.
Ghosting around their Khan, finding a pair is very low on HP there, but that's not going to matter. It's all the timing. Big Orb. So many members just through this Astra Star. Teddy gonna find one. Yam's gonna go down there. Aunt gonna come out there, seeing what value they can find. The swing, I don't know, is gonna be good for 2. Actually gonna be good for 3 by the end of things, but Big Orb is gonna be the one to cap that round off. That's gonna be 5 over for SJSU, and hey, we gotta start somewhere.
And honestly, it hasn't been, you know, tangible advantages in pistol rounds. Normally, there's one team that can sort of take over at that point. In this situation, not quite the case. It's been a little bit more even. I think we're actually split perfectly down the middle in terms of pistol rounds. Both of them have taken their 1 pistol round per map. And now it just comes down to if SJSU can execute cleanly. It's all these bonus rounds are all about keeping your guns in your hands. And it's 2 Bulldogs, it's 2 Spectres. Just got to keep as many as you can in your pockets. And I mean, we saw them do a really weird force on round 2 on Bind. Not going to be the case for UBC. They want to stick to their own, but their team play changes here. It's 3 members pushing up to B already so aggressive. Can't find any sort of lurker. In that case, it might be Teddy who's caught napping.
Oh, headhunter shot's not going to land, but going to get some information at least, and that A blitz is going to prove to be fruitful. I knew go. Finding Teddy on the back of that rendezvous. to give them that numbers advantage, they're going to have enough time to get this rotation as well. But SJSU, they did a really good job recognizing, hey, A is open. We have to get this spike down ASAP. They do just that. And now, even though they're down one man, they have a little bit of time here to play. Those stars going to come out. And this hit's going to come through from SJ. Oh, they're going to hit UBC with everything they have. Taking out 3 members. Looks like a portable ball as well. 3 on the board for John Ham. Make it. Oh, let's say make it 4. Kondo going to clean things up there. SJSU, I talked about it. If you can win pistol and you can win the second round, 8-6 doesn't really look that scary anymore. Granted, now we're going to see the real UBC with these rifles and with this full buy, but you're able to steal 1 or 2 more here and you are right back in the mix.
Of course, and I think the main thing is that they took down Teddy, who is just, in that round specifically, the weakest member. You can't pick up the headhunter. As much as that would probably please chambermains everywhere. Oh, you kill the enemy chamber, you get all their headhunter rounds or something. Balance nightmare at that point in time. But IDK just pulling through with the operator. No shields, no cares in the world, no headhunter bullets. They are getting their 1. They are getting out, even if it costs them their life. In this situation, it might cost them their life. Big word. Everyone actually slowly marching up. Are they going to be able to find it?
The timing. Oh, what a flash. Big word. The timing, the flash came through as well. He finds that kill with the Spectre. Up, down, Yams. Now in this back hallway, the curveball comes out there, but it's not going to be any good. Khan picking up that kill over on the Yams. Pearson trying anything he can. Teddy shutting down that flank as well. He's going to catch out Ainu. Pearson good for 1. He's going to be good for that second one as well. A little bit low on HP. Paint shells up toward heaven there to try to clear things out for SJSU. They do have control of the B site, but do they know Pearson is just feet away from Big Warp here? Spectre on one side, rifle on the other. When this Astra Star drops, there's going to be an absolute battle. Big Worm, timing's going to be his. That reaction time going to be a little bit too strong. He's going to grab a Champion's Vandal for his trouble as well.
We're in a really tough situation, especially with the Phantom. You're playing from range. Heads aren't necessarily going to find those kills. Them are just whatever stars they can. But there's so many different angles to hold the haunt. Spots him out there. Just going to get sprayed down, pulled in with the star as well. Vulnerable up. Trying to find anything. Finds 1.
I was going to say
for a second there, but able to land the shots with the
it looked like he found both for a second. I was about to say things are about to get real spicy, but did not find it. However, SJSU, don't blink. They have found 3 rounds in a row now. It is 8-7. They have the null command and they have the economy advantage, Adam. I know we talked about Fracture last week in Alberta, and some of these teams, we talked about the Ascent meta, the Ascent gods to define the meta of the map. So many times we have seen teams get pushed to the brink on their map. They face some sort of adversity. UBC, they answered some crazy adversity and spine, but like I said, this economy not looking great. This is a very, very big round for SJSU.
Point, if we call a team, any sort of playful moniker, the gods of Ascent, the kings of Pearl, they're gonna be like, no, take that back right away. We don't want that there. Cast their curse of plenty. Gonna be IDK taken down with the Roomba of all things. Big finds their second, and all of a sudden they were starting to heat up. Had a really slow start to this map, and all of a sudden SJSU as a whole are starting to heat up here. They're looking very set to pick up their 4th round in a row now. My goodness, UBC, all of a sudden, you turn off the stream for a little bit, you come back, 3-4 minutes later, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a sec. What's going on?
I'll tell you what, though, SJSU has looked like an entirely different team in the second half. The confidence, the level of aggression, the picks they're finding, the off angles. I mean, look, they're just a couple seconds away from potentially getting out of flawless here. Keeping that economy as fresh as can be.
Great, guys.
All day noob taking out Chem. That's the only one to follow. 4 in a row on this attack for SJSU. They are now knotted up at 8s. UBC getting pushed to the brink on their own map choice here. And I'll tell you what, they're going to have a great buy this round. But if they were to lose this round, and that is a big if, they might start sweating a little bit here. And SJSU, they might just start to feel like, hey, we have the upper hand on these guys. We just have to close things out.
Yeah, it's looking really tight at this point in terms of the differences between these teams. I don't know, gonna opt for that operator. They have the Tour de Force as an option for another round as well, so it's gonna effectively be back-to-back operators regardless of what happens to, I don't know, this round. Aggressive on this attack. They know exactly where to go. Pearson just trying to spray down through the doors, clearing out that link as well. Here comes the showstopper as well, but it's shut down immediately. Yams finds it. Chem going to be able to trade one back, but it's still 2 members falling for the side of SJSU, and now they're playing down
The
on that.
showstopper being down is so critical. SJSU, they were doing so well round after round, but a fairly large blunder there. The showstopper being down now. Counter haunt back the other way. Teddy, good for the kill over onto Noob. We're into the 3v3 action. Hammer, once again,
Spike
both these
down
teams,
A.
they love to go 1-for-1. They continue to do so. Teddy, the timing not going to be quite there with Yams. They are going to find this plant, though, and now Chamber and KO versus Chamber and KO. A little bit of a mirror match here to see who can win this post plant.
Land the shot.
Last player
First off shot
standing.
goes down. Yams, though, able to find Teddy. That's a big pickup there. Con trying to swing off of this. And now they know they're under pressure. Yams blinds themselves for a little bit there, but it doesn't matter. The swing is good. Can he get to the Yams? Oh, yeah, he can.
That is a big round for UBC as well. SJSU, they looked like that was going to be a great start to the round. If they find a kill with that showstopper, who knows what they're able to turn that one into. But UBC, they finally made a fantastic read on that crazy aggression of SJSU. We saw so many times through that B link, they tried to run up there. They tried to get stuff done. Unfortunately, this time, the read was made properly. And now 5 ultimates online for UBC. The economy is kind of back in a little bit of a safer spot than it was before. It's not going to be that great, but it was even worse a couple rounds back. Now these next couple rounds, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. You cannot really afford to make too many more mistakes.
But there's 5 ultimates there. You know, they got bills to pay. They got to win this round. Use some of those ultimates this time around. You know, you've got all of them in tow. Just curious to see how they end up using them, where they opt to use them. Very likely that Tour de Force doesn't get popped from the side of UBC.
Yeah,
that run it back so good at sort of spotting members out. That Astral Divide can be so good for cheesing out post plant as well. And of course, the Nightfall can be used to sort of counteract the opposite side as well. But Hammer just gets run down like a maniac into the backline. Big Orbs there, and SJSU are picking him off like flies. John Ham's able to get one. Look at where Teddy is. Teddy is lurking behind the lurker. Pearson gonna get caught flat-footed. And now it's all down to, I don't know, once again with that operator.
Planted.
This is not a good position for UBC. That economy, as you mentioned, it's looking a little rough for wear.
Teddy, though, he might be looking rough for wear in a couple seconds here, but the timing does go his way. That's going to be an operator over to the side of SJSU as well. I believe he went and picked it up. Would have to check in a second here. Looks like he did end up recovering it. He actually did not end up recovering it. Yeah, just left with the operator. Exactly. Not going to bother. I don't need to worry about that one. Yeah, and you know what? I kind of like that because then at least you don't keep the operator in play to give back to the other team. If he has his Tour de Force, he's not worried about picking up that operator, possibly tossing it back the other way. Now we're going to see Tour de Force coming through for UBC. IDK going to have to make a splash on this ultimate. This game, though, so back and forth. I honestly could not tell you how each round is going to play out.
Exactly, especially with the Tour de Force now online, and look at where they're playing not B long. They've expected it B long every single time, but now playing mid, no one's there. You know, everyone's playing mid from the side of UBC.
You are divided!
Holding angles that aren't there. The Astral Divide now going to come down as well. Already on the side of Pearson is so ahead of the curve here. Finds one with the Sheriff. Able to run back. Hotnet's going to force Kevin into a rough situation. Another blind. They're just going to get sprayed down. And now this Astral ultimate gets so much value. I need to force the back off. Yams finds another one. Yam's going to be taken down as well. This is a very costly round already for the SJSU. Multiple members fall into the pistols. It's going to go down as well. It's all down to the Tour de Force. But look at where I don't know is. He is behind them. He is peeking it. Teddy's watching. He knows.
That was probably his best chance to get back in this round. That is the perfect gun for that angle. But now trying to play retake, those 2 members knowing the Tour de Force is going to be there as well.
Spike
I would not
planted.
suspect to see an SJSU pixel appear B-long.
You can just see where they're playing. They've got these Astra smokes as well. So challenging to play it out. I don't know. I have no idea where they could be. John Ham's holding a great angle from effectively spawn. On the flip side, just holding that hall area. Don't want to give over any sort of cheeky wraparound plays. And I don't know, has to clear everything. With the Tour de Force of all things. Granted, this is strong Tour de Force. Your reloads quicker. But it doesn't fix it if Teddy just peeks you at the right time.
It doesn't auto-aim, though, and that's going to be that kill going over to Teddy. 3K in the round. And Adam, don't blink now. SJSU finally has the lead. I believe it is their first lead of the entire game. They might have led in that 8-7 range as well, but this is their first lead of the game to my knowledge. They got that tour de force out of the hands of I don't know. The buy should be very, very strong for both sides. So it looks like it's going to be not quite as strong for UBC. They are going to get that operator. They're going to have a couple rifles, light armor on 1 or 2 members as well, and they're going to have that bulldog in the middle with Pearson. SJSU though, they're going to have a fully loaded kit, and they're looking to start to snowball these rounds. They got the end game in sight.
Yeah, and I think it's important for UBC to use their ultimates wisely here. You've got the Nightfall available on iNoob. You have that Astral Divide as well. All comes down to how you use it. That Null Command can be such a strong tool for taking space, retaking, sight and everything, especially in combination with that Astral Wall. Just makes an impenetrable area. But once again, Teddy and Big Worm and Kaham, they're all moving up through mid. This time around, sort of read that UBC not going to be here. They were there last round. They didn't find anyone, and now
face your fear.
They switch places. Nightfall going to come down though. Even only tanks.
I got the tag onto Pearson. Null Command gets popped as well. They are really going to try to hit this A site. Have to clear up these corners though. Noob is in that right corner. The guessing game. He's going to be good for one though. Good for the second one. Big Urban Chem putting in work over on this A site. They're going to clear things out. Pearson answers one back in return, but it is an SJSU party. I don't know, left on B, all alone, just a Sag chamber. SJSU runs a rough shot on A, and in all likelihood, they're going to be running rough shot onto 11.
Teleport's ready.
I mean, if you were to ask Chamber where his team was, he'd say, I don't know.
We had to get one.
Yeah, we had to get one in there. My bad. Regardless, he's just going to be saving this operator. Absolutely no point trying to force it. Going to push SJSU to 11. And now, putting themselves in a prime position, 2 rounds away from potentially stealing away this map. Said it could. This should be a stable pick for the side of UBC. It looked like that for the longest time, but only 1 round on the defense has gone the way of UBC. And it's now going to be 7 on the offensive side. It is World Cup season, basically Brazil v Germany right now in that second half of this one. It's looking rough.
I'll tell you what, yeah, UBC would much rather when it was 7-1 in their favor or close to that back then. However, they're now going to call this tactical timeout. This is pretty much going to be their last chance to really regroup, really set things up, and try to snowball these rounds into a victory. They're going to have some very, very powerful defensive ultimates in that back pocket. As you said, they're going to have to find the timing to use them as well. If you burn all 3, it's great if you win the round, but if SJSU comes back and gets 2 or 3 of their own and they even have a slight weapon advantage, are you going to be able to really consistently win these next 2 to 3 rounds, or is it going to be that flash in the pan? SJSU though, I know the confidence has to be brimming on this bunch right now. Say they had a slow start to Pearl, they played well on Bind, they clutched up, and now they see a 2-0 within reach, within their future, and having that 2-0 lead is going to be massive if they are able to sustain it.
Of course, and I think UBC, they just need to sort of get their wits about them once again. You can see it's not going to be much of a buy coming through. If anything, it's going to be a force buy for the side of UBC. They need to try and find this round. They don't want to be risking overtime once again, because basically in this, thus far, SJSU is perfect on overtimes. At least from what we've seen on stream. They won their 1 overtime against U Alberta. They've won their 1 overtime thus far against UBC. And now sort of going down to the wire once again, 11-9. You don't want to be in this position.
Look at this buy from UBC though. Shambles. Shambles.
It's everything in the kitchen sink.
It's quite literally a great. It's like a 5-pack of variety weapons from Walmart. They tried to figure out anything they could that was on sale. They went to that discount bin, picked up a couple nice weapons. I don't know is going to have to finally hit on this operator. He has struggled quite mightily on this operator the rest of this game. Boombot Prowler. Pearson trying to hold this one with that shotgun, I believe, close range. Seeing if he can be that catalyst. The C is going to be popped out there. Pearson getting contagious a little bit. A couple classic shots to ring off through those doors. Not going to find too much. Still going to have to keep their wits about them, though. Noob trying to get something going on this flank. Can he find the timing? The jump peek's going to be there. Noob does get some info, but just didn't have the timing for the shot.
Actually, interestingly
you want
enough,
to play? Let's play.
Just a classic. I'm curious as to where it went. The shot's ringing out, though. Khan able to swing off of that information. That Vandal is glowing. You know Khan are able to find their shot. They're feeling real good about the situation. The operator popped as well. The tour de force from the side of SJSU. Teddy looking to cut anyone down in their tracks.
And taking Fade out so early is massive. That is one of their defensive stalwarts, that Fade utility, especially having that Nightfall. It is a round changer potentially, but now it's going to be SJ flooding onto the B site. UBC is going to kind of have to absorb this pressure. They kind of have to give the site away, rather. The plant's going to come through. Damn, though. Battle Singer headshot, actually good for one. Trying to pop flash to find that second one. Not going to be able to, though. It's going to be 3v3 to the side. No. All day with the headshots, Pearson, and I don't know. Make it a third. Jumpingham, the clutch god himself, finds a way. 12 rounds for SJSU. They are sitting on match point on UBC's pick.
Yeah, 3 map points as well for them. They've got the world as their oyster. They've got so many angles of attack, and now UBC going to be going into the deepest of their coffers. They've gone into the savings account. They've gone into the
overdraft, buddy.
Account. They pulled out the line of credit. They're an overdraft. They've used up all the OSAP they can get.
Well,
what is it in BC?
Good question.
Oh, what would it be? Whatever it
SAP.
is. Canadian student loans. Yeah. Whatever it is at that point, but regardless, they need to just get anything that they can out of this fight. They need to have a clean round at that. Even if they win and it's feeling too good. Like, here comes the Nightfall coming down. They were going to try and use that showstopper. No, only hits on to the run it back. Pearson. So going to have that respawn. Penny gets swung on aggressively with a Guardian, and all of a sudden UBC show that they've got life. They find 2. The spike down at least to the side of SJSU, but they're falling to the ground. It's got to turn around though. Khan able to take Yams down into the ultimate. I don't know, not going to be able to find it. Khan finds a 3K to close it out. And SJSU have put themselves on championship point here.
Okay, I have one thing to admit, Adam. I'm a little bit concerned that we might have spoken this into existence in all the wrong ways. We said UBC 3-2, right?
Yes.
UBC 3-2, right? There's still hope.
Yes. There's still hope.
SJSU, though,
at the very least.
What a start to this game. Overtime on Bind. They have the clutch gene, and they come to Pearl. I believe it was, like 8-2 at one point in this game? 8-3? The half alone was... Let's just go second half. Yeah, forget even that. Let's go second half on. It was 8-4. 13-9 the other way. We talked about this in the pre-show. Things like this tend to happen. I almost begrudgingly brought it up saying, okay, these guys should have the answer to it. This is their whole map. We should see that 1-for-1 trade. All of a sudden, though, you look up, you look down. We're on championship point, and UBC, man, all of Canada on their backs. They have a lot of weight on their shoulders to come back now.
Yeah, I think especially now you sort of lost your map pick, and that's always
bad fashion,
especially
too.
when in a really unfortunate fashion, because it was a huge comeback. It was 9 of the last 10 rounds going the way of SJSU. They were able to pull it back on Pearl, which we didn't think was really it was an unlikely chance. We'll give it like a 25% chance of them coming back into that one, but they have exercised those 25% chances and made them 75, 80, 90, 100% chances at this point. SJSU, they do not want to lose. They refuse to lose at that. And if Alberta was the big brother to UBC all that time, and finally the little bro was able to fight back, I don't want to know what SJSU is. That's some upper, that's going up a generation at that. It's the dad coming over saying, hey, what are you doing? Stop fighting, boys, and looking to put them down in their spot. And that's exactly what's happening. SJSU have laid down the law thus far. Once again, not the cleanest Bind, but definitely a cleaner Pearl. And now we go into their map pick once again. Gonna be dicey here on Breeze because both of these teams have shown up on it. But still, the series is getting so tense. Even though it's 2-0, it's so tense.
You said both those games, they were so close. But that being said, we potentially have one more map. Breeze could ultimately end up being that decider. UBC down 2-0, trying to find some way to come back. But we will catch you guys after a very, very short break.